The buildings around you are speaking, not loudly, not urgently, but persistently across thousands of years. Look at a modern city skyline and you'll see steel, glass and concrete, but look closer and something older begins to surface. Columns that mirror ancient temples, domes borrowed from forgotten empires, streets laid out with a logic first imagined long before asphalt existed. These are architectural echoes, survivals of ancient civilizations still shaping how we live, work and gather today. This story begins with a simple mystery. Why do the ideas of long collapsed societies still define our modern world? To answer that, we have to travel back to the moment architecture stopped being just shelter and became power. In ancient Mesopotamia, cities rose from mud brick and ambition. The ziggurat dominated the skyline, a stepped mountain built by human hands. It wasn't designed for comfort, it was designed to be seen from miles away. A signal that authority lived here, that the gods were close, and that order had replaced chaos. That idea, that architecture should command attention, never disappeared. Today's skyscrapers do the same thing, projecting dominance, wealth, and control over space. Further west, the Egyptians perfected permanence. Pyramids were not simply tombs, they were statements carved into geology itself. Their precise alignment, monumental scale, and durability sent a message forward in time. Power should last forever. Modern governments still chase that same illusion. Parliament buildings, national monuments, and memorials are designed not just to function, but to endure, to outlive the people who built them. Then came ancient Greece, where architecture shifted from intimidation to proportion. Greek builders believed that beauty could be measured. Columns followed strict mathematical ratios. Buildings were designed around the human body, balanced, readable, harmonious. This philosophy quietly rewired architecture forever. When modern courthouses, museums, and universities adopt Greek columns, they're not copying decoration, they're borrowing an idea that justice, knowledge, and democracy should feel rational and ordered. But it was Rome that scaled these ideas to an unprecedented level. The Romans didn't just design buildings, they designed systems. Roads, aqueducts, amphitheatres, and public baths were engineered to move people, water, and power efficiently across vast distances. Concrete allowed them to build faster and larger than anyone before. Arches redistributed weight. Domes enclosed impossible spaces. Many Roman structures still stand today, not as ruins, but as usable blueprints. Every modern stadium owes something to the Colosseum. Every highway traces the logic of Roman roads. Even the idea of zoning, separating civic, commercial, and residential space, was refined by Roman city planners nearly 2,000 years ago. Yet when Rome fell, its architecture didn't vanish. It fragmented, adapted, and migrated. Medieval Europe reused Roman columns in cathedrals. Islamic architects preserved and expanded Roman engineering, blending it with new geometry and light. Knowledge travelled quietly, hidden in stone. By the time the Renaissance arrived, architects weren't inventing from nothing. They were rediscovering what had already worked. And this is where the echoes grow louder. Because the modern world didn't break from ancient architecture, it inherited it. By the time you step into a modern city, you're walking through a layered timeline. Ancient architecture didn't survive because it was beautiful, it survived because it worked. Take the grid. Cities like New York, Barcelona, and Chicago rely on straight lines and right angles to manage growth. This isn't a modern invention. The grid was refined thousands of years ago in cities like Mohenjo-Daro and later standardized by the Romans. It made taxation easier, movement faster, control simpler. What feels modern is often just ancient efficiency, repeated. Even our obsession with height has deep roots. Gothic cathedrals reached upward to inspire awe. Minarets guided prayer. Ancient builders understood that vertical space creates emotional impact. Today's skyscrapers use the same psychology. Glass replaces stone, but the message is identical. This place matters. Government buildings still follow ancient rules. Capitals around the world are filled with domes, colonnades, and symmetrical plazas. These aren't accidents. Leaders choose architectural language that feels timeless, authoritative, and stable. When a courthouse resembles a Greek temple, it borrows legitimacy from history itself. Architecture becomes persuasion, silently shaping how citizens perceive power. Even our homes carry echoes. Courtyards, once central to Roman villas and Middle Eastern houses, are returning in modern, sustainable design. Thick walls, narrow streets, and shaded interiors, solutions developed in ancient hot climates, are now rebranded as energy-efficient architecture. In many cases, innovation means remembering. Technology hasn't erased the past, it's amplified it. Modern materials allow architects to stretch ancient ideas further than ever before. Domes, once limited by stone, are now built from steel and carbon fibre. Arches span distances Romans could only dream of, but the core principles remain unchanged. Distribute weight, guide movement, frame experience. Perhaps the most striking echo is psychological. Ancient architects understood something we often forget, that buildings shape behaviour. Wide steps encourage gathering. Narrow corridors enforce movement. Open plazas invite protest, celebration, and control. These ideas were used in imperial forums, religious complexes, and royal courts. They're still used in malls, airports, and city squares today. And yet, there's a quiet irony here. Many ancient civilizations collapsed. Their political systems failed. Their empires dissolved. But their architecture endured, outliving languages, borders, and beliefs. Stone proved more durable than ideology. So when we ask how ancient civilizations shape the modern world, the answer isn't symbolic, it's structural. We live inside their decisions. We inherit their experiments. Every day, without realizing it, we follow paths designed by people who never imagined us. Architecture is history. You can't scroll past. You have to walk through it. And the next time you look up at a building and feel something, safety, awe, insignificance, that feeling may not be modern at all. It may be an echo travelling across centuries, reminding us that the future is often built from very old ideas. If you enjoy exploring the hidden systems shaping our world, consider subscribing. There are many more stories still standing, quietly waiting to be seen.